Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Forex with Law. It's always nice to have you guys on this channel. And if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, kindly click the subscribe button. It will really go a long way for me. And if you love the videos I put out, please kindly click the like button when you are done watching the video. This will make YouTube recommend my videos to other traders so that the community can grow. Thank you about that. It has really been a lovely week in the foreign exchange market for me this week, and I ended up with about 9.7% profit on my account this week. So almost 10% profit overall on my account this week, which is super excited about that. And for you, was the week profitable? Did you end up with a loss, or did you end the week at break even? You can please leave the comments in the comment section. I would love to see how your trading week went. And for this week, like I said, it was super awesome for me, especially on Friday. I ended Friday with a big profit. And let me just go over all the trades I took from Monday to Friday. Okay. During the course of the week, I couldn't do a midweek trade recap. I thought I would have done that, but this week I'm just going to start from Monday to Friday on the pairs that I trade. So on my chart right now, you will see a lot of bosses. The light blue ones are the Asian range indicators. Okay, they're the Asian range. Why these ones are bosses I drew myself in order to remember where I took trades on each pair. Okay, so let's start with GBP USD. As you all know, I love to trade EU, GU, Nasdaq, and sometimes GJ. Okay, so let's start with GBP USD. On GBP USD, Monday opened and I was super excited because we had gaps right here. We had gaps on a lot of pairs and a lot of currency pairs on Monday. Okay, so I was excited. So here is the first trade that I took. Okay, I didn't have a good entry, but I ended up getting into the trade. Okay, so this was during the London session. Around this time was the London session. We have the gap right there. If you are yet to watch the videos that I put out, it was even a good thing because just last week I put out a video talking about how to trade gaps on currency, and this week on Monday we had gaps to be traded. So if you watch that video, you would have been able to capitalize on this gap on Monday to earn some profits. I also asked my Telegram channel members if they were able to get trades on these gaps that we have, and some of them replied yes, they were able to capitalize on it. So it's a good thing. And looking at this GBP USD on Monday, we had a very smooth and clear price action. We have gaps here, then we have imbalance right here. So just looking at the chart, all I needed to do is wait for my, as usual, I want to see my Asian range, one side being taken out for me to know which direction I will be trading. And good thing on Monday, you can see the Asian range low was being taken out right here. So the next thing I started looking for was how to trade into the gap that we have right here, and also finally to fill up this imbalance that we have right there. So looking at the charts on Monday, I started waiting for a break of structure so that I can look for my confirmation entry. And as you can see, if we mark out this you see that we have a low, we have high, we have low, and we started breaking structure right here. Okay, we started breaking the lower highs that gave us this last lower low. And I was looking for entry at this point of interest right here, but as you can see, price never came down to this point of interest. So then I saw that we have another demand zone right here. We have this demand zone right here. So I was looking at the 2 point of interest. Let me move down to the 1 minute time frame now. So on the 1 minute time frame, I was okay. This can be refined down to this level. This is the other block, little imbalance, and this that we have right there. So I was looking at it, which of these will likely hold. Price could push down, so I decided to risk half of what I would normally risk. Instead of going my full risk percentage, I risked half, and that was how I was able to get into a trade right here on Monday. Then if this gets taken out, I know price will be coming into this zone now, and I will be able to use my remaining percentage risk at this level. So, but as you can see, price never came back into this zone, and we had the rally up. Okay, so my first take profit zone was around this area right here. I just wanted to trade into the I just wanted to trade into the gap, but for a long time I was anticipating that this will be filled. So I took out a lot of my position right here. Okay, I took out a lot of my position right there. I moved my remaining position into some profits at around this level right here, and markets moved in. Market came back later on, and let me move to the 15 minutes time frame now. Market came back to this zone, but I didn't get back into any position. I just held that's my position, and this ran into, I think, the following day, was it? Or okay, so I just had to hold this trade. I had this trade, I think, overnight. Yes, I had my remaining position overnight. I just had my take profit set at let me see, at around 1.15600. I had my take profit set, so I went to bed, and this happened during the Asian session, and that was it for this trade. It was a clean buy trade. Okay, so moving on now. So that was that about this. So the following day, okay, coming on the chart on the following day now, during the London session right here, trying to recollect what trade I actually took at this particular level. Okay, so as you can see, price was reacting from this supply zone. Okay, price was reacting from this supply zone on Monday morning, and we had a break of structure right here. We had this break of structure. Asian range high was taken out, and now we are left with Asian range low. And looking at the chart, when we had this rally up, let me cut. When we had this rally up into this supply zone that we have right there, you can see price left behind an huge imbalance right there. Price left behind this imbalance. So this was where I was looking to take my profit from this sell that we have from right there. Okay, so but I needed to see a confirmation before I get into my trade. Okay, so I can see we're reacting from this supply zone. Okay, that's fine. And now I need to see a confirmation before I get into the sell, because we never can tell if this will push past this zone. Okay, so you want to wait for confirmation. And did we get a confirmation? Yes, there was confirmation. We had a break of structure right there, and price came back up. Okay, price came back into this supply zone. But as you know, I always say, if your stop loss will permit you, make sure you are taking your stop loss to be at the extreme. Okay, at the extreme lower high, or at the extreme low higher high during a sell trade, and at the extreme lower low during a buy trade. So as you can see, that was why I got saved from at this point of interest right there, because my stop loss was at this high, so I wasn't stopped out of the trade. So moving to the 1 minute now, we have a more refined entry, and my stop loss at this high. So just few pips to be stopped out of the trade, but I wasn't stopped out. Good thing. I was already even thinking it was going to be a losing trade. Okay, but price ended up pushing into my take profits. Okay, and I was out of the trade at this level. I didn't want to stay long. But looking down, you will see that we have lots of demand zone and imbalance to be filled up at this zone. We had this level. right here. We have this level right here, but I wasn't looking to stay too long, okay? Because of course, at this particular imbalance field, markets could turn, okay? Markets could turn and come back for probably another mitigation of this zone, okay? So I want to be in and out of my trade, taking my profit. So that was how I was done with that sell trade on GU. So moving on now, let me move to the 30 minutes time frame. So that was the sell right there, and the sell went all the way down. So this was for another day. This was another, I think, okay, this was Monday, Tuesday, then on Wednesday, I didn't really get any trade on Wednesday. This one actually took out liquidity, took out the Asian range high right there. I think I kind of scalped a sell trade right here, but I can't really recollect. Oh, yes, I took a trade right here. Let me quickly go over it. I took a trade right here. And this particular trade I took this trade based on, I think ICT released a video probably on Tuesday. I can't recollect. And I remember watching that video on YouTube, okay? So that video I watched assisted me in taking this trade on Tuesday, okay? It assisted me, though it's almost the same way that I trade, wait for the Asian range high or low to be taken. I'll look for my confirmations, and that was how I was able to get into this trade. And that video I watched from ICT really assisted me in taking this trade, because I think normally I wouldn't have taken this trade, because I would have thought this will go up into at least this level. But that video kind of gave me the confidence, okay, from what he explained in his video, gave me the confidence to get into a sell trade as opposed to a buy trade that I would have taken on this particular trade. Because at first I was looking to take, probably, I think I was looking to take a buy trade from right here. But later on, I saw what price was doing, that price was reacting from this supply zone, and we also had this break of structure. Also, we have the Asian range low to be taken out. Okay, so then I changed my bias and followed what he had explained on that video, and I got into a sell trade. And I think I took profits around, I didn't have a particular take profit. I just allowed I allowed my trades to just move. I think I got out at around this point, at this level. Price took out, yeah. I got out around this area from this trade. Okay, so big shout out to ICT. His video assisted me in taking this trade instead of buys. Okay. So that was it on Wednesday. Let's move forward to the next trades. Okay, now, so that was it. Then on Thursday was really crazy for me. I took multiple trades on Thursday. So let's get right into it. My first trade on Thursday was from right here. Okay. So during the London session, I got on the charts, and this was where price is. I will normally not take trades when price is at the area of this Asian range. I don't always like to take trades. I always want to see a particular side being grabbed first before I get into any trade, because most time when you decide to take trades from inside this Asian range, if price is around this Asian range area, you may be trapped. Okay, you want to see a particular side being taken out first, but instead I got into a trade. Why did I get into a trade? I got into a trade because now, as you can see, price reacted from this supply zone to the left. Price reacted from that zone right there, and after that we had a break of structure during the Asian session. We had a break of this low that gave us this push into the supply zone. We took this out right here, and price came back just few minutes into the London session, and we had this clean supply. Then I decided to take a sell trade. Then we had a confirmation on the lower time frame. You can ask that, why did I take a trade? Because we have this huge imbalance above. Okay, So this is where experience comes in trading. There are sometimes you just have to use your intuitions to take trades, okay? That's because of your experience you've had in the chart over time. So with this, I know this is kind of a strong supply zone, even though we have imbalance above right there. Just because we are at a particular point into the London session and we have one range to be taken out, either the Asian range low or the Asian range high. And this looks to me like, okay, we could probably clear the Asian range low first before going into the highs. This trade was kind of difficult for me, and I actually had to use less percentage risk, okay, just because I could be wrong, okay. And another thing why I use less percentage risk was because this point of interest, this area right here, didn't give me that clear bias. Didn't give me a clear point of interest to take my profit from. Okay, so I wasn't particularly so sure about the whole sell. Okay, so but I decided to take the sell after I was able to get a confirmation entry from the 1 minute, or yeah, from the 1 minute time frame. Okay, now so this was the supply zone right here on the 1 minute, clear supply zone that was responsible for this break of structure. We cleared out the whole liquidity right here. We cleared all of this liquidity. Price tapped properly into the supply zone, and we had a break of structure. Okay, we cleared this, and that was why I got into the sell trade. So my entry was towards, I think I got in around this area right here, because price had started moving away. I was actually on the chart when all of this happened, but I wanted to make sure I got that confirmation. And even after the confirmation at this level, this was the confirmation entry, I was still looking at the chart to see where price is really going, if the sell will be actually correct. And I think I later got into the sell probably at this level right here, and my stop loss was now at this high. I got into the sell and I took profit. I was looking at this 1 minute right here to take profit, but then I went to the 5 minutes time frame. Getting to the 5 minutes time frame, this particular zone was not clear at all. So it wasn't clear. I just decided I was just going to get out of this trade because I didn't know what level price is going to start buying from. Okay, so I just got out randomly from this sell trade. I just got out randomly. And later on, price started pushing forward. After I took profit on this sell, it was a really, really short trade. I think about probably 20 or 25 pips that I got out of that trade. And I even told myself that it wasn't necessary to take this trade at all, because I should have just waited for this Asian range to be cleared and look for entry for that London session. But I made profit on it, and then later on I got into a buy trade, and this buy trade I got into was actually let me clear the charts right here. Okay, so later on, after taking profit on this sell, when I saw what price was doing, I saw price was reacting, and I knew, I think price was going to react off from this demand area and buy up, because now we've taken out the Asian range low. We have the Asian range high to be taken out, and going to the higher time frame, we have this zone right here that price could probably get into to mitigate. So that was why I got out of my sell. Then later on, I was now able to see when price was pushing up right here. I then realized that market had just mitigated this demand, and market will now be pushing up. So I market executed a buy trade from this level and had my stop loss at this low right here. This was an impulsive buy because it wasn't as if I really wanted to get into the buy trade, okay, but I was able to understand quickly that we've just reacted from this imbalance and this demand zone, and we will be buying up. And this first sell right here was just a way of the institutions tricking people to get into a sell, especially people that had their sell stops at this Asian range low. Okay, this was just a trick to grab liquidity from sellers and take the market up. So I was able, good thing I was able to catch a little sell, and I later got into buy as well. So I bought up into this level and I got out of the trade. So this was my Thursday trade, and I was not done on Thursday as well, because I think on Thursday we later had news release. Okay, let me clear this now. We had so that was it. Then during the news release, after I took profit on the buy up to this level, I started looking for a sell trade actually. But we had news on euro, we had euro news. So I was actually looking more on euro USD than on GBP USD. And my prediction for the news for euro that day was that euro was going to be positive. The news was going to be positive. So I was looking forward to a strong euro against the US dollar. But my technical analysis was contradicting my prediction for the fundamentals. Okay. So now for my technical analysis, my technicals is showing me signs of sell. That is, the US dollar will be selling, will be strong, selling from this supply zone. Same on Euro USD. So I just had to go with the technicals and forget about the fundamentals on Thursday. So later on, this was really a crazy price action on the 1 minute time frame on Thursday, and I eventually scalped a sell right here. There was confirmation entry. Let me go to the 1 minute time frame. There was confirmation entry right there. Why doing? Let me go back again and cut. Okay, right here. Okay, let me move to the 1 minute time frame now. So we reacted off from that supply, and during the news, this was the price action we had this week down, this movement up. It was really crazy, and I almost didn't want to trade the news anymore. But later, when I saw that price had now broken below the low that gave us the tap into the supply zone, then I got into a sell trade, having my stop loss at this high, and I market executed a sell trade. Okay. And for take profits, let's move to the higher time frame now. Okay. And for take profits, as it was already getting to the evening time and late into the afternoon, I was already tired of trading because I traded this sell, traded this buy, then a sell again. It was getting too much for me. So as you can see, price go into this zone. I just took my profits around this zone, and I was done for the day on GBP USD on Thursday. So moving on to Friday now. On Friday, so I think market reversed later, but I was already out. I wasn't interested in trading. So moving on to Friday. Friday, this was the only trade I took on GBP USD on Friday. Okay, let me clear the whole chart now and explain this. So on Friday, I came on the chart, and just before the London session, this was the Asian range. Market pushed all the way up, clearing out this Asian range high. Okay, we cleared that out, and I wasn't looking to sell actually, because I was thinking price will still push up into this high before we start selling. I wasn't looking to sell. But for me, that's just something about me and why I do not like to give out signals to people, because there are a lot of times I have a particular buyers, okay? Oh, I want to sell, and my point of interest gets taken out. My understanding of the market will allow me to react based on what price is doing. So you can imagine giving out a point of interest for you to sell. Probably I gave out a point of interest for you to sell at this level, and as you can see, price broke through that level. But with my understanding of the market, I'm still able to go ahead and reanalyze the market to look for what to trade again and to react based on price action. Okay, and this is why you need to equip yourself with more knowledge, with more skills in trading, so that you don't have to rely on anybody before you can trade or analyze the foreign exchange market, and even before you can make profits from the foreign exchange market. So I wasn't looking to sell at all, but I started following the price action. I was actually looking at this high right here for price to get here, but price didn't get there, but still I was able to capitalize from where price was reacting from. So let's move down to the 5 minutes time frame. On the 5 minutes time frame now, I was now able to get into a sell trade, not just because I got this confirmation right here. There was this, we had this break of structure. This was the last low that pushed, that gave us the higher, this higher high. So I had my alert set at this high. That's what I always do. Once I see prices reacting from a demand zone or supply zone, I set my alert at the highs and lows, and I'll start waiting. So for example, now I want to sell, I'll set my alert right here. So anytime this alert goes off, I know we have a break of structure. Then I'll come back on the chart to look for my entry point. So this was my entry point right here, but my stop loss was at this last high, and that was how I got into a sell trade on Friday for this for GBP USD. So I got into this sell on GBP USD, and for my take profit was actually for price to clear out this Asian range low, but I finally decided I was going to get out at this level as opposed to the Asian range low, okay, at this level. So I was looking forward to take my profit at this level. So price moved nicely. I think price stalled at this area for some minutes, but later on price moved out. Trust me, guys, I ended up taking my profits somewhere around this level on Friday because I was trading GU and EU same time, and I was already so satisfied with my profit. On Friday, I was just excited. I had nice profit, and I just decided to get out of my trade both on GU and on EU. I didn't wait for my take profit to be it. I was just excited with the profit, and that was all. So for next week, I'll still be expecting price to pull further into this level. As you can see right now, price is reacting from this supply level, and this could be a nice opportunity for another re-entry right there. Okay, this is a good re-entry opportunity to take price even lower into this Asian range right here. But as you all know, I don't trade on Sundays. I always wait till Monday during the London session for the market to do whatever it wants to do during the Asian session. Okay, so but this is still my prediction. I'm still expecting more sales into this imbalance and demand level. So guys, this is all on GBP USD. Let me move now to Euro USD. So moving on to Euro USD, I didn't really have a lot of trades on Euro USD this week, and I actually suffered some losses on Euro USD and missed entries as well. So same thing as the GU. On Monday we had this gap, and we had this supply zone and imbalance to be filled as well on Euro USD. So same like the GU, I waited for a break of structure. We had the break of structure, the lower high that gave us the last lower low. We broke above it, and price reacted from this, and I was able to get into a buy trade. And same as I think for same as GU, on EU, I just set my take profit. My take profit was it, I think, during the Asian session at night time in my time zone. So my take profit was it on EU as well, same as GU. So on the next day during the London session, I missed out on this sell trade. I missed out on this sell trade because market reacted from. Let me go to the 1 hour time frame now. Okay, let me see the 30 minutes time frame. So I think there was a particular time frame around this level. I think there's a particular, okay. So markets reacted off from this weak supply zone right here. Market reacted from it on this day during the London session, and I waited for a break of structure right here. We did add that break of structure, but I expected price to push back up into this supply zone before dropping. But as you can see, market reacted off from this level and dropped right down. I missed out on this and I was not happy at all. I missed out on this beautiful sale, but I was able to catch the GU sale that same day, but I missed out. And this is a clear sell because we had liquidity to be cleared right here. We had imbalance to be filled right here as well. Okay, so if I had traded this EU sell, I would have taken my profit at this level. Would have taken my profit at this level because I do not know if price will want to react from this level of demand and move back up. Okay, so this was the missing trade on Tuesday, but I was able to get out this buy trade on Monday. So moving to Wednesday also, I missed out on this buy because, okay, this was why I missed out on this buy. When I got into the chart, I knew we were going to buy. Moving to the 15 minutes time frame, let me quickly show you. On Wednesday on this pair on EU, we had this demand level right here, then we had the Asian range low right here. Let me cut the chart. So I was like, oh, I wish I was up early or during the Asian session, that I would have gotten into an aggressive buy from right here because this was a clear demand zone and we already had a break of structure from the lower high right here. Okay, so this was a clean buy from this demand level, but it was 9 time in my time zone. So all I needed to do now during the London session was to wait for another confirmation entry. And now we took out the Asian range high. We also had break of structure. So I was looking at this demand right here, but I wasn't so comfortable with this buy because we still have the Asian range low that is yet to be taken out. Okay, we have this Asian range low that was not properly taken out. Okay, so, and if I was going to buy, that means I was going to buy from this level and have my stop loss still at this Asian range, at this lower low right there, which is still about 21 pips, which was the fair. But another thing I was now looking at was, will price really get into this zone? Because now we've created multiple higher lows. So in my mind, I was thinking it's likely price will go from this zone, and I was not comfortable buying from this zone at all. So there are some days you just have some feelings, some intuitions about some particular trade that you really not be feeling. So I just actually had this, but that day I didn't ended up trading the EU. And if I had traded, I would have taken out my profit at this level or at this level. But I think I will actually get out of my trade from this level because I do not stay too long in trades. Okay, so this is about 60 pips. But I think I left the chart and I was not interested in trading that day. So I missed out on this buy. I wasn't able to catch this buy. But as you can see, price filled up this price reacted from this demand zone and also took out the Asian range low. Okay. We took out the Asian range low with this wick and moved all the way up. But I missed out on this buy. As you all know, we can't catch or trade. So moving now to Thursday. On Thursday, I had a loss. That was during that news on EU. Okay, like I explained during the GU time, we had this clear supply zone that broke structure to the downside right here. So this was a clear supply zone. Let me clean out this chart to make it more neat. So this was a clear supply zone that broke structure right here. And we had the Euro news, and the Euro news fundamentals was positive, just like I predicted. All the news were positive and some were neutral. So I was actually looking at a break above this level since the fundamentals were positive for Euro. but then we are trading against a strong supply zone that we could sell off from. So just before we get into that, because the news was actually in the afternoon in my time zone for the New York session, I took a loss right here. Why did I take this loss? I took this loss because I came on the charts during the London session and I saw that we are taking out the Asian range high right here, and we got the confirmation entry. So called the Asian range low, we got this confirmation entry, and this was actually still reacting from the supply zone to the left right there, and I have marked out. So to me, I felt this was already a good mitigation of the zone, and I got into a sell trade right there. I actually did get into this first sell from right here. I sold from right here to this level. It was like an aggressive sell entry. I sold, but then I was in profit. Then later on, price came back up. I didn't bother about this trade because I knew price was just trying to mitigate this level of supply before we continue selling. Okay. So I think on the 5 minutes there was more a refined entry. Okay. So I was actually looking at this zone and I was looking at this imbalance as well, right here. Okay. So overall, I just had my stop loss at this level that in case price will come to mitigate this level right here. And you remember I have an entry already from right here for this first sell. I got into another sell entry around this level, making it two positions that I had, and my stop loss was hit on both trades, and I ended up with a loss on this. Can you see I got stopped out of this sell trade? So I think I had an early sell for EU on that day, because at the end of the day the sell still ended up happening from this place. So I wanted to take another sell because of the GU that was clear for a sell during the news. We had this tap into this, a better tap into this supply zone, a better mitigation. We have now taken out early sellers. Okay, we got into a sell entry here, we got into sell entry here, some got into sell entry here, and the institutions has now taken out all of these sellers, the early sellers. Okay, so to me, I felt yes, we could actually sell again when we got this break of structure. But let me just move to the 1 minute time frame and show you. Can you see what price started doing during the news? Market came down, market went up, came down again, went up. The price action here was really, really, really crazy on this day. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to step out of this trade. I think I even ended up getting a loss. I closed out this trade at a loss again, even for the fact that it ended up selling. I took a loss because I think at some point when market was pushing back up, there was a level price. Yeah, at this level when price was pushing up, I thought that was the end of the trade, that this was going to hit my stop loss. So I was like, before it hits my stop loss, I will just walk away. So I ended up taking a loss, and market ended up going into uh market ended up going my way. And if I had held my trade, I would have had my take profit at this level right here and just get out of the trade. But as you can see, my price went into my zone, and I was really mad at myself for closing out my trading loss, because this momentum, this push was really sudden. This push was so sudden, I thought it would break this zone. And based on the fact that the fundamentals were even positive for euro. Okay, so I was really pained. I would say I was really pained because the sell was actually correct. Okay, so I had about 3 losses. One loss here, another loss around here, then this third loss. So that was it on EU on Thursday. So on Friday I was able to make nice profits on Friday. Okay, so later on the market reversed on Thursday, and this was on Friday. So on Friday again, I had yet another loss at this level. So let me clear the chart and explain why I had a loss there. This was a stupid trade actually. I did not know what got into me that made me get into this sell trade. I didn't know what got into me, to be very, very honest. Okay. So let me quickly show you. So I came on the chart during the London session and I was like, you know what? I was going to sell. And I just got into the sell randomly. I got into a sell and I had my stop loss at this side. For what? Why will I sell? Because one, we had the Asian range high yet to be taken out. We also have the Asian range low that was yet to be taken out. Why am I taking a sell? I didn't really know what got into me, to be honest. And I ended up getting stopped out on this trade. So but later on, I was able to recover my loss from the 3 losses I had from Thursday on this pair with this single sell right here on Friday. So let me quickly explain. So same like the GU, this is why I love trading EU and GU, because it's so easy to trade these pairs. It's so easy. And most time what is happening on GU is happening on EU. What is happening on EU is happening on GU. So that's why I just love to trade these 2 pairs. Okay. So after I was taken out, I then realized, okay, now I'm taking out the Asian range high. Price has now tapped into this weak supply right here. I was still actually looking forward to this zone to be tapped, same like the GU I explained, but then I got, so now the GU giving me that confirmation for a sell was actually what now gave me the confidence to sell EU from this weak supply right here. So same like my normal trading style, we created this high, created this low, created this high, created this low, created this high. Then we had break of structure here, break of structure here, break of structure here. And this was why I executed a sell from right here. I think I got into the sell right there, not even at the first time because I was not on the chart at this particular time on EU, and I had my stop loss at this level in case price will push up more into this imbalance that we right here. So my stop loss was at this high, and my take profit as well, I was looking for this Asian range to be cleared even down to this level. But like I said, I was just super excited. The little profit I was able to get from here to here was really, really nice profit, and I got out of my trade. When price even had all of this price action, I was no longer on this chart. I already took out my profits, probably at this level. Same with the GU, and I was out of my trade on Friday. I was done for the week. Okay, so these were the trades I took during the course of the week on EU and GU. And for next week projection, as you see, even I still have my alert set right there. Price could still possibly push into this supply zone. Is a clear higher time frame supply, but then we still have this imbalance to be filled right here. We still even have this demand right here. So I don't know. During the market open on Sunday, we can have a push up into this supply right here to fill this imbalance and have a drop into these levels before we push back up, or we could just fall all the way down from here. I never can say. I always react based on what price presents to me each day during the London session. Okay, so I still expect more sales actually into this level, probably to clear this level. Okay, so this is my prediction, but till Monday before I execute another trade. Okay, so moving on to Nasdaq, my third favorite pair to trade. I didn't trade much on Nasdaq this week because I just concentrated more on GU and EU. I actually took a loss right there because actually we have this supply zone right there, and price is yet to get into this zone at this particular level. But we had multiple break of structures, and that was why I got into a sell. We had this break of structure right there, we had this break of structure, and I got into a sell right here. I had my sell limit order right there, but price blasted through. You can see price blasted through and stopped me out. So this was the only trade I think I took on Nasdaq this week, and it was a losing trade. I didn't really concentrate so much on Nasdaq this week. And moving on to GJ. On GJ, I think it was only on Monday I took a buy trade. Yeah, because of the gap that we have right here. I took a trade, even though the gap was filled during the initial session. I still knew price was going up because we have this supply zone. So on Monday, I think I just market executed a buy trade. I didn't get a good entry actually. To be honest, there was no particular good entry, but I saw price was moving up and it was going to break the Asian range high. So I just joined in the buy trade and I took my profit at this somewhere around this level here. I took my profit randomly out of the market right there, and my stop loss was somewhere around. I actually did have a tight stop loss because my entry was just okay. No, I think I got into the trade around this level. My stop loss was right there. Yeah, I just got just because GU was buying as well, and as you know, GU GJ sometimes they do correlate. So that was why I just market elected a buy, because the GU had gap, EU had gap, this had gap, but the gap has been filled during the Asian session. The Asian range low has been cleared. Now we have the Asian range high to be cleared. So I just joined in this buy and just and I took profit out at this level. Okay, but price rallied up, and since then GJ has just been going up. And on Friday, I wanted to take a sell trade, but I didn't end up taking a sell trade on Friday because then I wasn't happy with the price action that was right there. But I had the bias for sell and it was actually correct, but I didn't get into the sell trade actually. So on Monday, when I came on the chart during the London session, when I came on the chart, price was at this low right here. When I came to on the chart of GJ, and I saw that price was reacting from this supply zone, and we have broken structure right here. So I was looking that I would take my profit at this Asian range low right here if I was to take the sell. But later on, price came back up right here, giving us another confirmation entry for another sell. But I wasn't really interested in selling GJ, so I just left it. But later on, when I came to the chart, I saw that this had actually played out as predicted, but I missed out on the trade. Okay, so okay, on Thursday, I think I took a sell here, but I closed out the sell in a little loss because I wasn't feeling price action. You can see price action here was really, really weak. I wasn't really interested in the sell anymore, and I got out in probably 0.0 something loss. It was a cent loss, so I just said, and I was really excited. I closed out of the trade because eventually you can see price went all the way up. So that was it on GJ this week. The only interesting trade I took on it was this buy right here. So guys, this is the trade recap for this week. If you have any question, you can leave it in the comment section below. I will answer them. Also leave below in the comment section how your week went. I want to know if the week was good and how my videos has really been helping you in your trading journey as well. Please share with me on Telegram how my videos have been of help to you. Share with me your winning trades. Share with me your losses as well. I'll be glad to see all of them. So guys, that will be the end of this video. Till next time. You can also check out all my other videos. I have lots of educational videos on my channel. Please watch them, subscribe to my channel, like my videos, share my videos to others. Till next time.